Hello my Beatles friends, welcome back to another video. In this video I'd like to talk generally about collecting. What I mean by that, I was going through my collection lately about all the albums, all the bands, not only Beatles, and I noticed that I do have rare albums that actually are worthless without their inserts. I was preparing a video about Let It Be box set press review, and I thought to myself, what would this album worth without having a box? I mean, this video would be nothing without having a box. So I decided to collect like 10, 12 albums in my collection that actually are worthless for me, or for collecting without their inserts. In the Beatles collecting, there are 3 albums that actually have those inserts. It's a white album that has a poster, 4 portraits. Sgt. Pepper has cutout sheet, very interesting inner sleeve, and Let It Be the box set. I will try to include 1 album per band. I will go from the easiest one to find to the hardest one to find according to my collection. So the first one that I want to show is the album by Uriah Heep, which is called Look at Yourself. And the funny story here is that I found this poster, this giant poster of the eyes, separately without the album. That's the only case in my collection where I have the poster first and the lyrics on the other side. When I have the poster first, and only then I began searching for the album according to the catalog number which is written on the poster. And then I found this issue. I didn't even know that this album came with a poster. Out of the Blue by ELO, Electric Light Orchestra. This one has 2 inserts. First of all, we have here the inner sleeves, and here's another inner sleeve. Then it has band poster. Now this one actually is not that hard to find. It comes with every issue. But what's most difficult thing is to find this cutout sheet that actually can be built into a spaceship. That's kind of cool. Also, I have this insert here with buying t-shirts and all this stuff. And also I have this thing here. So I think I have the complete version of this album. And it's a manual here how to build this spaceship. One and only copy in my collection that I'm never gonna sell. 2 albums, because these are very difficult to find and complete, and let alone find this one in a good condition. So this is the Creedence Clearwater Revival Cosmos Factory and the Best of Creedence. Now this one is a very rare German compilation, and to find it in a good condition it's almost impossible. But what's also impossible is to find it with a poster, and I managed to find that thing with a poster. Wow, that's a cool one. That was a pure luck to find it with a poster. I didn't even, when I opened it, the poster fell on me. I said, wow, I'm buying it, no matter how much it costs. And the first issue of Cosmos Factory is also hard to find with a poster, especially when the cover is designed to have a poster in here. This is the place for the poster, but I always keep everything separately, so it's not in that pocket. That's a great fire poster. These 2 guys are actually difficult to find in a complete form in VG Plus condition. Next one, another band that has two distinct albums that are difficult to find. The Rolling Stones' Let It Bleed and the Rolling Stones' Exile on the Main Street. And as you can see, it's fully loaded. Let It Bleed, to find it with a poster is almost impossible. But I managed to find one, and I have shown that in my recent press review video. So that's the Let It Bleed. But with Exile on the Main Street, it's actually more interesting because it has several inserts. First of all, it's a gatefold album. It has two inner sleeves, but these are not rare. What's rare is this flexi 7-inch single. And these postcards. We have here 12 postcards aligned together in one line. This is hard to find. So I keep this particular copy in my collection. This is a German one. I sold my British one because I didn't have the complete set, but I have a German complete set, so I keep this one in my collection. Another lucky find for me. This is a Queen Jazz. Now, unfortunately, I cannot show you the poster itself because there are a lot of beautiful naked ladies on it. This is the inner sleeve. But what's interesting about this one is not only having a poster, but this one is attached to the cover. And you actually have to tear it apart to get it. Now, this is the poster. Unfortunately, I cannot show you the entire poster because, yeah, like I said, a lot of beautiful girls on it. But this one is attached to the cover. This one is attached to a cover. So that was, actually, this is the one and only time that I found this cover with attached poster. I mean, I had many covers with the poster, but with attached, it's the first and one and only, and I found it on a flea market in Berlin for just maybe a few euros, like 7-8 euros. And the guy said, "Just take it away, okay?" Yeah, I think he wanted 10. Yeah, but it was just a gift. Okay. So I deliberately skipped Sgt. Pepper because the cutout sheet and the inner sleeve of Sgt. Pepper, everybody has the poster and the portraits of the White Album. Everybody has. But I'm going to show you the Let It Be box set. And stay tuned because the Let It Be album press review will be released next. So please, stay tuned. By the way, like this video, comment, hype, or maybe even subscribe. Thank you. Okay, so 3 more to go. Something that I've shown you in my last video, Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon. I'm not gonna surprise anyone here that it has 2 posters and 2 stickers. These are the 2 posters, and these are the 2 stickers. Now, if you want to see how they look like, please check the description section below, because the Dark Side of the Moon 4 album press review is the previous video. It's not far away. 2 more to go. This one is Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Now, this one actually has several inserts. First of all, the rarest insert of this album is actually this postcard, the Diver's postcard. Then here we have this inner sleeve, or in few other cases it's insert. Then we have this famous cover, of course. But what's interesting about this one is that it actually came in this black sleeve. Now, in order to see the cover, you actually have to tear that sleeve apart and see the cover, which is being torn here, but it was done very, very gently in order to see the cover inside. Now, this one has never been torn apart. So if you have only this copy in your collection, you will never see how the actual cover of the album looks like. And this is the absence, which is the theme of the album. A brilliant idea and a brilliant cover by Hypnosis. And by far the rarest insert or poster that I have, faced the challenge to find in my collection, that took me almost a year, not only to buy because it's expensive, just actually to find in a good condition, because I found it torn apart, I found it in pieces, I found it glued on the gatefold of the album. You can't even imagine how I found it. But I found the album and the poster separately, but now they are together. And we are talking about Black Sabbath, the Master of Reality. This is original German press on Vertigo, glossy, mint, shiny condition. The label is, absent. The label is Vertigo, of course. This is the black Vertigo version. Now, I found it separately, but it was incomplete for me without the poster. And finally, I found it. It came with this black inner sleeve that actually has the catalog number of the album on it. So this is also a part of the album. And here is the poster itself of the band. Just let me open it very, very gently. This is one of the toughest items in the rock collecting to find. Black Sabbath, Master of Reality on the original. And here comes the bonus. I keep it in the box. We are talking about the Let It Be box set. Now, all the inserts and everything that has to come with this box set, I will explore in my next video. So please, stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.